So, new General Gonzalo. Sorry this video is late, but better late than never, I guess. Also, before we jump into it, don't forget to go join the Amazon Discord and cast your vote in their Clash of Alliances event. For this last round of voting, there's still a couple days left, and one winner is going to get a $500 Amazon gift card. So, no cost entry. It's pretty easy to do. You might win $500. It's worth doing. So check it out. Anyways, Gonzalo. So he does have a covenant. He's not used in anyone else's yet. For skill books, he is compatible with all of the skill books. On the main skill, he gets 55 attack, no defense, 55 HP, and 8% march size. No defense on the main skill is a little bit odd. We normally see that for new generals, but hey, it is what it is. At full ascension, you're going to get 120 attack, 65 defense, 85 HP, and 8% march size. The total attack being 120 is decent, but it's not as high as some of the other newer generals we've got. His HP is actually pretty low for the full. Defense is pretty low for the full skill, and his HP is decent. But the 8% march size is nice, and you also get that on the main skill as well, so that is an extra bonus. For his specialties, we get 80 attack, 50 defense, 60 HP, no march size. Pretty standard stats. The no march size is a little bit disappointing. His covenant is pretty nice. He's got 20 attack, 10 defense, 10 HP, and 6% march size, which is pretty solid for a covenant. So that brings his totals. His total attack is 434, which is third place, a good bit behind Artemisia and a little bit behind Sydney. However, I should point out that he is the universal general, so you can use him in more situations than these others too, even though he has less attack. For his total defense, it is reasonably low, puts him in 12th place overall with 338, but it is a ranged general, so we don't really care about that too much. His HP total is actually pretty high, 374, just slightly behind Brian Boru, so those two stats do kind of balance out, but once again, it's a ranged general, we don't really care about that. Total march size on him was 14%, which we've gotten a couple generals in the last little bit that are higher march size, like Sydney at 32%, Franz Joseph at 22%. So he's definitely not the best for march size, but how does that work in increased attack? Well, it puts his increased attack at about 58 billion, just right behind James Cook, and puts him in 4th place. Now, you may notice that James Cook is also a universal general, so he doesn't really have an edge over Cook too much, except that he is slightly more survivable, but range general. So you trade, when you swap from Cook to Gonzalo, you trade a little bit of damage for some survivability, which may or may not be a fair trade for you considering, but I don't think you'll see too much of a difference in performance between the two. The other two he falls behind is Artemisia and Sydney. Sydney is still very top, and Artemisia is beating him by a considerable little bit. So overall, if you're looking to use a main general, if you need a universal general, he's pretty good. If you already have Cook, he's probably not worth it. If you already have these two guys, he's probably not worth it. And, there's a couple others that would perform just about as well. Franz Josef or Sigurd, their damage is slightly lower than his. Survivability numbers are similar for Franz Josef. They're slightly less for Sigurd. So, any of these top generals right here are going to perform about equally on the same level. But if you need a new general, then he is a viable option. But he's not going to break the mold or be super incredible or anything for a main general slot. Now let's look at how he does in the assistant role. Now, for the assistant, he is currently the highest attack at 155, which is pretty nice. Second place would be Artemisia. Third, James Cook. Defense in the assistant role, he is a little bit low at 60. The HP he brings is 125, which does kind of balance out. He's not the most survivable. Brian Boru would definitely be more survivable. Sigurd would be comparable. So he's not, his survivability isn't great, but it's pretty decent. It's pretty high. The march size on the assistant, there's a couple that do have pretty decent march size in the assistant slot, but there's no like huge 30% march size, so that puts his 14% in a pretty decent spot, bringing his increased attack to currently the highest, slightly edging out James Cook by a little bit. So when you compare him and James Cook, it looks like Gonzalo is just the better choice all around. So for the assistant role, Gonzalo is definitely the best assistant that we have available at the moment. So since he is primarily going to want to use him as an assistant general, although he is pretty good as the main general, who is he compatible with? Well, he's compatible with pretty much everybody. The only people he's not compatible with is Sigurd, Godfrey, Alainer, Matthias, and Lee Shamin. Everybody else he is going to be compatible with, so you can make some pretty good combos with him if you're running the James Cook main. Definitely, he'd be a great assistant for that. He's going to be able to be used in all the same situations as well, and pretty much whatever general you're running, he's a good assistant for them. So that's his main role, is the assistant. He's an incredible assistant, uh, kind of decent as a main general, but yeah, that's about all I got for him. Anyways, sorry this video was so late. I'll catch you on the next one.